is people who support Israel in this country who are like, I'm entitled to your money. If you don't give it to me, you're an anti-Semite. I'm going to call you dirty names and destroy your life because you owe me and my beloved other nation.
Joseph.
Look at that.
No,
from
we
E-Man.
don't owe another nation anything, no matter how much you think you're entitled to our money and our military and our service members who have already died for Israel and do not need to die for Israel.
SV2 did that
Last
knowing
thing
he was
from
going to get a
Lindsey.
whack.
He says a deal that is perceived to allow Iran to
Sketches loving it on
survive
his feet.
and possess the ability to control the strait in the future will put Hezbollah in Lebanon and the
4.5
Shia
minutes
militias
to
in
go.
Iraq on steroids. Once again,
And
Israel's
we've just brought on
problem.
Cole Anderson.
Well, listen, if Jack Joseph can score, anything can happen.
AB's on at left back as well.
Don't concede right away again, for the love of King George, or whatever his name is. St. George, is that him? It's the English lad, isn't it? Yeah, it'll do. Defend.
Brilliant from AB, but for some reason crosses it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Get up.
Refs telling him to get up, and he's potentially, it's a goal kick, I think, or an offside. Either will do.
Offside, yeah, we'll have that.
This could be a proper snatch and grab job.
Wins the ball there.
No.
That's a yellow for simulation. Shocking that. Look, us English boys have big backs. Don't run into them, hun.
Right.
Oh, VAR can swerve.
Cole Anderson is up front. Theo and E-Man either side of them. I thought they were going to go to VAR for a second here, but I don't think they are. We're playing right now.
Let's... Come on, Chris.
Chris MD, don't give up, son.
God, the French are flooding forward.
Ginge is in the contention for MOM, isn't he? He's got to be, really.
Come on, away, away, away. Ooh, I don't like this.
Get there, Bez.
Daft. Can't be playing around like that, guys. Come on.
As we're getting near the 90th minute, guys, who would your MOM be? Let's go with an English one. I think we have some very good performances from France. Yanu and Vikos probably been the best. But who has been the best English player for you tonight? Let us know in the chat.
I think Ginge with his 3 clearances. SV2's been a difference maker. But it's not over yet. Here he is.
And this
One
is
of the
one
troublemakers.
is a massive problem for us. And here's another one that's also very decent, Tim.
Brilliant from Manny.
Come on. Forget Manny, he's putting England on the map. Yeah, a lot of the chat saying Ginge. I mean, it's not surprising because you know what you're going to get from Ginge, don't you? He's just 100%. Uh-oh, uh-oh. No, not a mean.
Get in.
Get out to it.
And again.
Ginge. Oh, that's a late one. That's a penalty, by the way. That should be a pen, I'm thinking, but I don't care.
Let's get a goal at the other end.
Who was that with that challenge in the box? It was another naughty one. Well, we won't mention it. No VAR, hopefully, on that one.
No, it's not how this game should be decided.
They've already had one. They don't get 2.
Come on, AB.
AB, power, power.
Absolutely, push through. Go on, you big strong lad.
There's all kinds of space opening up for both teams now as the legs are getting tired. And it's that man again who scored the opening goal.
SDM.
He's offside, I think.
Oh, no.
No?
I think...
What are we going back for?
Yeah, it's offside.
Yeah.
I thought they were checking VAR then.
Hope not. I'm sure they'll show us a replay of it in a minute.
Offside rule is...
Oh,
This
no,
is
they
the
are
offside.
checking VAR.
Oh, they're going to go back for that challenge. No, don't. If they do that now in the 88th or 89th minute, 3-all.
I mean...
I'm never having French fries again. Looking at the offside. You don't VAR offsides, do you? There wasn't... Come on, VAR. Yeah, it's that. Is it Bez again?
That's fine with me.
Let's have a look. Need to actually see it play through.
No, he kicks the ball.
They're going to give it, mate. They're going to give it. And it's going to be another Bez one. It's going to be 2 pens, I think, that Bez has given away.
No, I think he kicks the ball. He's done what he wants to do with it.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's a little follow
Yeah, but it's
through.
still late, though, isn't it? It's off to the ball.
No, that's fine.
Mate, I'm telling you right now, they give this. The VAR room is French, mate. What more do you want?
I know the French VAR are going to give it, but I'm saying that's fine. That's a coming together in the city of love.
What are the chat saying? The chat's saying no pen, never.
Stud on stud.
I hope you're right, chat.
No, nothing doing with that.
But it would be a bit of a script. If you're talking about writing a script, last-minute pen, they're going to give it, mate.
Final decision penalty.
Oh, for God's sake!
This is...
I said it in the build-up, guys.
GG's.
The VAR, being French, stank of fromage.
This is...
Feel sorry for Bez giving 2 penalties away here.
I mean,
It's a pen. It's 100% a pen. It's all over his ankle.
No, it's stud on stud. This is you know, it's an exhibition game. Let's have a bit of fun.
That other angle makes it look a lot worse, I think. But they were always going to give it. As soon as they went to VAR, they were going to give it. And listen, it is their game. They've been given a moment. It's not like we've made Bez do that. They've been given a chance to have a 90th minute pen, the second one of the game. The question is, Kieran Carlin, can you save England?
Who is going to take the penalty for France? Could it be the person who did a 12-minute monologue?
Could be.
So these are all new faces. I actually never seen any
You've
of
done
these
so
people
well
before.
to get back in this, guys. This place is going to erupt if French score it. If Kieran saves it, I'm going to erupt.
And it is a mean to take the penalty.
And he'll blow the whistle as soon as the penalty finishes, I think, either way.
And they'll take the ball and go home.
Come on, Kieran. We believe
They're
in you, sir.
tired of playing.
Carlin,
That's what it is.
you can knight yourself with this. They'll be talking about this for literal minutes.
It's what escapes to victory when they
Ginge with a little bit of sportsmanship, just teasing him.
Carlin, I believe in you, sir. Take the red card at this point. You can't get banned. Anyway, Amin versus Carlin.
He's going left.
France versus England. There's all kinds of tomfoolery going on. Good player. Wasn't available, tomfoolery.
Here we are.
Come on,
Amin
Carlin.
versus Kieran Carlin.
Does he score?
Unfortunately, yes.
I think he does.
I think he doesn't.
I mean, that's just how it worked.
Oh, he's onto it.
Yeah.
And the fireworks are off. Carlin, I think, has come close to saving that.
Kieran got a hand to it.
Oh, it hurts, guys. Chat, it hurts. Are you feeling what I'm feeling? Doesn't sit right with me. We've had it all against us. The heat, the fans, the VAR room. We've got it to 3-3 from 3-1 down. And yet here we are.
You'd never guess whose game this is.
I don't think we'll get any more time either.
But I tell you what, this is what happens when you play away. You face up against the refs, the decisions, the crowd.
The music. The question is, do they run it back? Do England have the French over?
Look at this. Beautiful.
The game's not over, and they've got these final. I mean, it looks incredible.
But it's not over,
It's
yeah.
happening, and we're literally in that stadium commentating it. But the game's still going.
And to be fair to the French, they've put on one hell of a show here.
They're ready to go home. That's what it is.
Can't say fairer than they have smashed it in terms of production. The lights, the energy, the hospitality, the food, by the way, was
The crowd have been incredible.
Carlin, I think he gets a left hand to it. Gutted for him. He's been good tonight. He does. Gets a strong
So
hand to it.
close. Amin with his leg taped up.
He's a big, powerful lad, Amin. Theo is saying everyone up from this kickoff. I hope the ref lets us play a few minutes.
Let's see.
Simon sends it.
Immediately.
Ginge is
Media
up.
sport.
Harry has a go.
Oh,
And he's going to blow the final
that's
whistle.
full time.
And that is it.
France is victorious.
4-3 to the French in a game that eventually did get going. We saw a lot. Penalties, VAR, clear cut misses, and 7 goals ultimately. play to the French who put on a hell of a show. For the English, it will hurt, sure, but we'll dust ourselves off and we'll go again.
It's great prep for the World Cup though, isn't it? This feeling of disappointment, angry at decisions.
You know what's great to see is Theo Baker and SB2 on.
I don't think the French have really got the grasp of, you know, these nice YouTube games. They're treating it like it's PSG playing against, you know, Arsenal, for instance. Although the football on offer today will be much better than what Arsenal do. We're going to have.
French players here and what it means to them. Similar backgrounds, although with a few twists. We'll get into that later where they've assembled their squad from. There's Amin, you might recognise him. He played, of course, in the recent Sidmen charity match and did squeeze him. And here's our boys coming, and I feel like, I'm going to be honest, we're very much one of the fans tonight, aren't we? We're watching
Absolutely.
Our boys. We're not going to be unbiased. We are very much.
It would have been great to go to penalties.
Would you like to see it run back? Would you like to see the French
over to
England?
They've got some fantastic players.
I'll tell you what, guys at home, if we do run it back and we do bring it to England, I don't know what it came across like on stream, but you've got a hell of a job creating an atmosphere like this in whatever stadium we could host this, because it's never been anything like it in a YouTube match before, I tell you.
I'll tell you what, if I see that VAR in the car park, I'll wear him like a marigold.
It was the French's day, and they've won this battle, but they haven't yet won the war. I tell you what, if we take them and we beat them in the World Cup, I'll take that deal.
But what an experience for these guys, playing at, well, hopefully, the home of the European champions, PSG, in front of a sold-out crowd. An amazing show.
Big John comes so close to masterminding a comeback for the ages. His tactical tinkering was second to none.
Well, except for the French.
Yeah, they were also good. He is going to take the boys for a Chinese, win or lose. Just got to find one that's open at gone midnight in France when we get out of here. But you guys don't have to worry about that. That's our problem.
Thought goes out to Toby with his injury, Nico with his possible injury or just embarrassment. They put it on the line.
Pleasure for us to be here once again, though, getting to call this game, and it definitely felt like a different kind of game.
Yeah,
very fast.
A little bit more spice in the mixture.
Some of the English boys that ran their socks off tonight. Anderson, Cole Anderson, Chris MD, KSI, of course, Angry Ginge, Theo Baker, Road to Shore, AB. Limited minutes in the end for AB. He started the game, but didn't see him again till the end.
Yeah, it was a tough game to come into. England were chasing it for a lot of it. They had to have the best players out there. But people had their moments. Jack Joseph, who would have thought he was going to score against this brilliant French team? Not me.
You go back to those moments in the first half, the Nico and Theo chances, we score them and win the game, simple as that.
There's Chris MD. He'll be ruining his missed passes.
Stephen, I'm going to give you the honour of choosing our Spencer and Stephen player of the match, sponsored by absolutely no.
It's crazy because one play that I've seen
number 22 for France. Is it Yanu?
Are you going to give it to one of them?
I think he was brilliant. Vikos was brilliant. They were a class above. But I think it has to go to Vikos. He was too good. Oh, number 22.
No, I mean that is very fair of you, Vikos and Yanu.
Yeah, they were brilliant. SDM was good, but didn't play as much. And for England, I think Angry Ginge was brilliant.
Yeah.
Kept them in it.
Good to see E-Man get a chance in one of these games, and obviously we've seen him play in some other charity matches, but showed what he could do. Just took us a while to get going, didn't it? You go back and you think, I mean, listen, I know I've taken it very seriously tonight. It's all with a bit of jest, guys. I do love it, but this isn't supposed to be a seriously aggressive or competitive game. But if winning was the aim, you would have to look at the starting lineup and say, could we have gone stronger earlier?
Maybe. But it's not always about that, is it?
Not for everyone.
And here we are. Look at this. It's just gorgeous to see.
We will part as friends. The French and the English.
Another
It was competitive, but it ends at the final whistle. And it's nice to see some support from our opposition tonight. Manny with his shoulder strapped up as well, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. For me, the highlights were probably Simon's late challenge in the first half. I love that.
I was a big fan of Ginger's. Clearance, just slide it in. Majestic.
Two off the line, yeah.
I thought it was 3, you know.
It might have been. John Nellis had one.
And I was a big fan of Chris MD when he did his successful pass. What a moment that was.
Someone in the chat saying clearly biased the whole time. I'm not here to be neutral. I didn't take the gig to be neutral, lads.
We're representing England, you fools.
We're literally in a watch-along. Anyway, let's give them their moment. Well done to the French. We're going to lift the trophy. Shout out to Amin, by the way. He's one of the driving factors behind this game. He made it happen, and he gets to lift it. I absolutely hate it when people who arrange the game get to win it. I'd never do that. But well done. I know it was a very passionate and compassionate speech at half-time. I completely agree with everything he said. And fair play to them. Thank you to them for hosting this game and bringing us all over here. So it is an absolute joy we get to do this stuff.
Absolutely.
Big thanks to all of you watching at home for sticking with us. Big thanks to the French production team who brought us all the pictures tonight, and our production team who did our part of the show.
And what a show they put on.
It's been a pleasure. I mean, I don't think some of the chat sometimes realise that the levels we've got to now with this football YouTube stuff. Like, it's come such a long way in the last decade. Yeah, if you watch some of those early Sidmen games and the Wembley Cups and the various other things we've done, like, this is it. We're getting a Champions League World Cup-esque production. It's the fireworks. It's unbelievable, and absolute pleasure to be part of it.
Absolutely. The French players are just lifting the trophy still. We've got buckle in for another speech. Oh, I think this is this going to be what I think it is? We can only talk to the English.
We talk to the French people. Please say bonjour.
Neither's your rapping, it doesn't stop you.
Ooh, that's a mean shot.
Shall I translate it for the English? Yeah, fair play. It's a hell of a show. Merci. Good you. Well done, JJ. Well said, mate. It is a hell of a show. The atmosphere's been a joke, but in a good way. Unbelievable. Nico limping in the background there. He's going to do another speech to the crowd. We'll listen in. He's saying goodbye to everyone. Get home safe. He just said we all know that England are better in real life. I appreciate that. Well, it's been a fantastic show. England don't come out on top tonight, but hopefully you've enjoyed that viewing experience. Stephen, some quick words from you.
It was one hell of a game. That second half in particular, 6 goals. It really lived up to what we were hoping for.
So I didn't catch the.
Ameen's put on a brilliant show. The French fans were incredible. What an atmosphere it was. Really enjoyed it, Spencer.
Same. Big thank you to everyone for having us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Noise. What did Jinx you got to say about it? Oh, he's already on to a different game. Alright, well, that means I will be as well. So I'm going to be watching, switching to Yu-Gi-Oh now.
That's where there's been a limitation to a card on the strategy. At least Cosmo and Neos will hit the field.
Access to Archmage Power Patron, which will let him fuse off any of the monsters that... With
To jump into the top 8 of Genesis, there is a Radiant Typhoon mirror match here already in progress.
I'm sorry. I just...
A point where it was really...
I'm not a Genesis hit. Oh? Jesse Cotton? Interesting.
Much larger percentage than everything else going in. We have
brands.
Come on, let's go.
That'll be
One thing
apparent
about this
then.
one is they can yap. Boy, will they stretch this out. Like, this one is gonna be going on till like 8 o'clock. Goodness, they can yap.
Oh! Newfoundland, a medical physicist by day. Shout out the homies in Newfoundland. It's
Body language saying, "Where was my cheer?" I had a right. That's a scam their conversation. Go. Yes, which also means that even though I went into this weekend thinking Branded really was the deck to look at, the deck that I predicted to win, it only snuck in as an 8 seed. So I'm a little bit surprised by that.
I mean, Jesse's deck is also just a Branded deck, if you really think about it.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Do you want to speak a little bit more about what Jesse had to do to accommodate for the restrictions on the new Forbidden and Limited list in his Draco Tail deck?
Well, I'm going to wait till we actually have to talk about Jesse. But for now, I'm going to focus on these two.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you did kind of let out that it is going to incorporate a lot of branded cards.
Yeah, I think Jesse the thing that we've been seeing with the branded lately is focusing on the level 4 monsters, not so much on the actual deck. It's some people call it synchro branded, and less so because it's not really focusing on branded fusion. You don't want to prioritize branded fusion turn 1. You just want to make sure you get access to all your powerful level 4 monsters, your Ecclesias, your Quests, and just have access to all of those to be able to play on both players' turns consistently.
Yeah, it's almost like the ideal end field is Ecclesia, another Ecclesia, Cartesia, and Quem with a myriad of quick play set. And then just allow your opponent to begin playing and then sequence your fusions at the ideal time on your opponent's turn, netting value with cards obviously like Nadir Servant along the way, and then bouncing as many cards like High Spirits or some of those Virtuous back to your hand during the end phase. A lot of options, right? Yeah, or Retribution. Yep, kind of going one by one. He also plays Branded Sword. Not that I think you necessarily would want to go with that. But yeah, so we can have Retribution here.
And then, as you mentioned earlier, the Titaniclad is going to be summoning the Quem from the deck.
Yeah, that's fine.
So one branded, one Draco Tail.
If you could find it. Okay, there, right all the way at the top there. Quem hits the field. Quem gets to go ahead and send another card from deck to grave. High Spirits is now in rotation as well.
Yep, so now you can send anything that has fallen in Albaz in the name. This is an illustration of just how you can get every ounce of value. The top branded players who have been playing this deck for a while or honestly just understand the ins and outs will do things like this, where you'll send a spell off of Quem. Not something that you see as frequently if you were to watch a ton of branded games, but something that really matters. Because now look at this, he has 3 cards that were added back to his hand, and now the Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon will come back during the end phase.
Yeah, okay. I'll draft turn. Sure.
All right, Mitsurugi finally drawing a card for turn. In draw phase?
We'll say standby.
Oh, nope.
And then we'll say main phase. That's fine.
Main phase it is.
I mean, he does look like he has a copy of Super
Activate
Polymerization.
Pot of Prosperity.
There you go. try to dig for.
Alright, just trying to see some more cards here. Unlikely to be able to end the game this turn now because of the half damage from the Pot of Prosperity.
I mean, he has full back row. The game's probably over.
But it was already a lot to ask for in this field.
I was about to say that. And, you know, you spoke earlier that Mitsurugi just wants to play. There's almost no better card in the game right now that just, quote-unquote, lets you play than utilizing Pot of Prosperity.
That draw 2 is very
So we see Ritual Prayers, 2 Visions, Droplet, and then Purification.
No, I'm good.
You're good result.
Opting to add the Prayers here, looking for a way to play instead of the Droplet.
I would like to go...
It was funny, Lucas was like, you sure you don't want the Vision? But you can draw this turn.
And there is a Super Polymerization.
Thinking on discards. I will discard another copy.
And the second copy of Super Polymerization.
Okay, we're going to go...
So that doesn't feel as good as it could be, right? There are some decks where you get a lot of value from a discard off Super Poly. Mitsurugi's not necessarily one that will get a ton of value, but
do the 2
you know, if it's necessary, it's necessary. So now we're going to go 2 Light Spellcasters into a copy of Garura. This also gets Quem off the field.
Yeah, that is the main.
Okay. I don't have anything like triggers on res or anything like that. Do you?
How many cards in hand?
I have 4.
Should be 4 cards in hand, including the prayers that we know off of the Pot of Prosperity.
Mitsurugi Prayers and Tribute Murakumo.
We're going to be using the effect of Prayers, tributing as cost as well to tribute the Murakumo. He's going to be able to use both of its effects now.
So he's going to be able to search his deck for a Mitsurugi, and then he's going to be able to special summon
a Mitsurugi monster from the hand or graveyard. Likely going to be the monster that he adds off the Prayers here. And in the following chain, the Mitsurugi, the Murakumo Mitsurugi will be able to trigger as well to add any Mitsurugi card.
New chain.
So we see these beautiful Secret Rares, very recent upgrade in the rarity of some of these Mitsurugi cards. Makes them not only just higher rarity, but extremely accessible as well. Ooh, here we see a singleton copy. That was the one card I couldn't tell in Lucas's hand. And it's probably the most important card, to be quite frank with you.
Yep, there is the Call by the Grave going after the Murakumo in the graveyard. Going to negate its effects and cut it off.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the Futsu is protected here because of the mirror. So can't lose to Ash Blossom there.
Yeah, mirror gets shuffled back in.
Grabbing another copy of Prayers for the following turn as well.
So we'll have one set and now in his hand.
Now Futsu is used for the turn, but still has its effect to summon back from the grave for every time Lucas summons a monster.
Attempt to
or special summons.
Brandon High Spirits.
Alright, High Spirits is activated now.
High Spirits.
So it looks like Lucas is going to mostly try to continue on with his engine. He had one non-engine piece.
Murakumo attacks it.
Murakumo attacks it. I do appreciate the description of the effect there. Yeah. So the tax has been paid by the discard of Branded Opening.
That's not a bad tax, putting Opening in grave.
Yeah, it's not at all.
Got a little sleepy.
And we're going to be showing the Ecclesia here.
So why is it a good discard?
In the graveyard, you can use it to protect all your fusion summons monsters, or rather fusion monsters, from being destroyed.
And obviously then if that means that if Murakumo were to activate this turn, you inherently have a protection effect in the graveyard.
Now we did also mention though, this is less of a fusion deck than it has been in history. It's more of a, not necessarily synchro deck, but just a level 4 base deck and a utility deck. So there are a lot of monsters that will be destroyed.
Yeah, it's interesting when it exactly happens, but it kind of depends. I almost think that Lucas has a copy, the single copy of Branded Fusion in his hand from what I see from afar. So, you never know. Maybe he can bait it out, force just a singleton Mirror Jade, for instance, on the field.
Yeah, Branded Fusion is especially strong going second, being able to play into a board.
And I'm going to target...
Yep, Futsu can now trigger because the monster was special summoned.
We will do the Saji to summon.
Adding more layers to Andrew's field and some more protection, as well as getting more follow-up. Saji's going to be able to add a spell from the deck.
I will special summon.
Get the mirror back that he had just shuffled in.
Ecclesia the Virtuous. Thinking here as Chainlink 1 for triggers.
Yeah.
I will banish All the Dust Dragon. Effect.
Sure, and that's going to summon a Despia, is that right?
It's going to summon a Despia monster from my extra deck or a Dogmatica from deck or extra deck.
Okay, I'm going to think for a second. I'm going to do, we'll do Saji for sure. So that's, yeah, Jail 1, Jail 2. I'm going to think on Jail 3 here.
Yeah, if you're going to activate Futsu again.
Go there, you go there.
Andrew really considering his options here.
Yeah, so we have a Chain Link 1 Gring and all Chain Link 2 Saji right now. And Andrew's deciding if you'd like to do something in Chain Link 3.
Okay. Just to clear the
can allow the resolution of what has already been activated. No, it looks like we are going to see a Chain Link 3.
Why am I yawning so much?
So we know he has Prayers still set in an unknown. So he's going to go with Prayers.
Tributing the Murakumo.
Targeting
and then to the cost, we're going to use the Sarnier here. As you mentioned earlier, a Bestial in a moment like this can be really crucial, getting the Murakumo out of rotation.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I mentioned when this match first started, that it's really scary if you're going to be playing Mitsurugi, for these just kind of incidental Bestials to be appearing here and there.
Okay.
You know, basically everybody on Dooms is playing the Magnamut to either shuffle your deck or search, or just do a combination of both. So, you know, he's gone 13-1. Maybe he's dodged the Bestials this weekend, but if you time a Bestial appropriately, like what it looks like Lucas has done here, it can really stymie your game plan.
Another copy of Murakumo is going to be added here off the effect of Prayers. And now we're going to be able to resolve the Grand Guignol.
No summon there.
You'll resolve Saji.
Yeah, it's a Saji next. Sorry, yeah, completely forgot.
Yeah. This just a chair tail.
Yeah, just keep it. Yeah, no, I got you. We'll add the mirror.
So there's the mirror, like I mentioned, that he had shuffled back into his deck. Now Grand Guignol's going to resolve. It'll put Quem into rotation.
Gaining Virtuous from deck. And I will activate the effect on summon.
Okay, so resolve that. So you're going to do Chain Link. Okay, so you're going to do Quem.
Yep. When Chain Link 1, will we activate Futsu here?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, I'm going to chain Futsu. I'm going to go ahead and target the... That's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, waiting now to be able to use the Futsu here to summon the Kusanagi when it has access to another copy of Prayers to add back. Even though we do have another copy of Prayers in hand already.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get some value, but there's
some ability to play on the opponent's turn.
I'll go ahead and
I think there might be a ritual in the grave, too.
And rescue the
there has been, yeah. Okay, we're going to... I'm sorry?
I'm going to get the Kusanagi.
Oh, yeah, you do from the band.
Yeah.
So this is activating.
Yeah, sorry. That's sorry.
He's skipping steps there. Yeah.
So it's the Kusanagi that would be able to do that. Now, Futsu can't just add from the Vanish pile back to the hand, but there is, of course, a normal summon Mitsurugi monster that would be able to do that.
Summon this, and you get
at least one of the level 4s.
My apologies for that.
So now that would be in a separate chain. So that's Chain Link 2, the Futsu effect, which we did just see resolve. Now Lucas is going to be able to resolve his Quem effect. It does look like he's going to be utilizing the effect by sending something from his deck, his main deck specifically, that mentions Fallen of Albaz.
I'll send a copy of Brent.
Sending Retribution.
Retribution.
Okay, I am really nodding off like too much.
Fusion.
So, any triggers?
I have no triggers.
Okay. Kuso target Murakumo.
Sure. Resolve.
All right. And you have history. Okay.
I think we're now in open game state.
Prayers at this turn.
Prayers added another Murakumo.
Been a while since we were in open game state, but we're finally here.
Yeah, there's been these resolutions of effects, but now we are indeed in an open game state. Lucas did not have any response for the Kusanagi that added back the Murakumo to hand.
As a reminder,
branded fusion.
Oh, there it is, branded fusion.
See, I thought there was that single branded fusion in his hand at the end of all this. And now if this gets to resolve and kind of work as intended, that branded opening in the graveyard, not that I think Murakumo's going to hit the field at this point.
He didn't consider that.
I mean, yeah, we have the we have IP into potentially SP Little Knight. We have a mystery set for Andrew as well. Futsu can keep summoning as long as the Sajis and the Kusanagis go back to the graveyard.
You won't be able to trigger the effects. You won't be able to get any value from it, but...
They already did.
They already did, yeah. That would be quite something. But it is something to note that, yeah, the SP can clear them specifically.
Very hard to clear a Mitsurugi field because of effects like Futsu. The effects of the level 4 monsters also can protect the others from being destroyed by card effects.
Deck to summon Albion, the branded dragon, extra monster zone.
Okay.
On a new chain, I will have Chain Link 1, Albion, the branded dragon, to fusion summon Chain Link 2, effective
I don't think this is a 2-0, but it does not look good for Andrew.
Okay, so because a monster left the extra deck, Quem is going to activate his Chain Link 2, and then Albion is going to be Chain Link 1, and then Futsu is going to be Chain Link 3.
So, sorry, it was Cartesia you said?
Yeah,
and then
yeah, Quem is targeting the Cartesia in the grave. I don't think he's actually used Cartesia's effect at all, so that would be a live additional fusion. So basically has 2 fusion summons.
Right.
One in the queue of this chain, and then one potentially afterwards.
Yeah, it's a great way to clear his field as well, make space. And IP is going to be in this chain now. Another interruption used from Andrew. Lucas just picking apart the field that Andrew made.
So that's going to put down an SP Little Knight. So we're going to go back to chain and then into a brand new chain immediately. So there's SP Little Knight, and now Futsu's going to resolve, and that's going to put
the Aramasu.
The Aramasu, yep. Now Blaze Cartesia hits the field, and now Albion is going to resolve, allowing him to banish in order to conduct a fusion summon. And also lock him into fusions, right? You did comment on how this deck can access synchro monsters. Well, Branded Fusion has been activated, so that's not going to be an option now.
Yep, there is a tuner on the field as well, not going to be useful for that purpose. But it looks like we're going to be banishing the Fallen of the White.
Sure.
And the Dragon that Devours Dogma. So this is going to be a Mirror Jade. That looks like a beautiful
I have no
Starlight Rare extended art.
I'm gonna go
Mirror Jade.
Chainlink 1.
I think that is the single extended art I've seen the most this weekend.
I'll go ahead
a lot of fans of Mirror Jade.
Yeah, I've seen some super polymerizations too.
Same concept.
So now in a new chain, we have SP Little Knight.
On Chainlink 2. I'll Chainlink 2 Futsu target this one. So.
Is this the fourth or fifth time Futsu was resolved this turn?
I mean, that's what happens.
And it looks like Lucas is going to use his Mirror Jade as Chainlink 3. So just to kind of resolve this, we have a Chainlink 3 Mirror Jade, Chainlink 2 Futsu, and Chainlink 1 SP Little Knight.
I imagine the Mirror Jade has to go for the Futsu here.
Yeah, I think he's about done with this Futsu.
Luckily, Mirror Jade does not target, so we get to see.
Yep,
it just pays the cost, which is putting the Albion into the graveyard, stocking up his graveyard for end phase effects.
Here now.
Taking a moment to really consider what his best option is.
I will.
Whether it's supposed to be.
Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous is chain 4.
Okay, so he's going to add to the chain links.
Now, I missed it. What did SP Little Knight target?
I'm going to be honest, I also missed it. It's the complicated chain link right now.
I imagine it might have been the Mirror Jade itself.
I have to make that assumption too.
And then you could just fuse away with it with the Cartesia right now.
Okay, let's resolve.
Which will leave the SP Little Knight on the field.
And that might actually be something that Lucas wants.
Absolutely allows you to deal with it right now instead of having it come back later.
Yeah, so the fact that he's basically assuredly using Mirror Jade to conduct a fusion with the Cartesia, I think confirms that.
And it also sets it up so that it can be summoned back off Quem later. Yep. Although Quem was used for the fusion summon.
Resolve next, so SP does not resolve.
My Mirror Jade will resolve next.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So now the Mirror Jade chain is apparent, and that's going to be how he deals with SP Little Knight, right? Mirror Jade doesn't target, so he decided not to go after Futsu. I think ultimately he's just thinking about using his battle phase.
Yeah.
And just attacking over everything to the best of his ability.
The Aramasu was not CL1, right? It was just 1-2. I can't remember now. Was Aramasu CL1?
It was Chainlink 1.
It was, I can't remember.
SP, Chainlink 2 Futsu.
I don't think it matters too much, just resolve both.
Yeah.
Cartesia, so thinking triggers here.
Yep.
This is also a way that leaves Cartesia on the field, so that Cartesia can be active on Andrew's turn, if there is another turn for Andrew here.
Okay. This was just summoned. I also have no triggers. Can I read Cartes while you're thinking?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's taking a look at Despian Portless.
He will summon.
Guard the symbol off the bottom.
Way to clear the body there.
And on a new Chainlink, I'll have Chainlink 1.
Look there if you need to.
What's up?
Grave's right there if you need it. For Dogma.
Okay, I'm thinking here.
Sure.
So Chainlink 1 will be Dragon that Devours the Dogma. I'm thinking if I have a Chainlink 2.
Yep.
If the Dragon Devours the Dogma on summon is able to put 2 cards in the graveyards back to the deck.
I think we might finally be done with effects, right? The Courtless doesn't have any meaningful effects. Saranir, it's not going to do anything. Albion's already used its effect. Cartesia's already used its effect. And now Dogma.
Yeah, it's just about getting in for the last bits of damage here. Or, I mean, he doesn't need to necessarily end the game.
Oh, I mean, he has the Cartesia, which is an interruption, plus he has all of his end phase effects. There's an Albion that made its way to the graveyard this turn.
Okay, so
Interesting that he chose to give him back the SP Little Knight.
35. That's correct.
No real reason to do that.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's not a real SP Little Knight, right? That was an SP that was banished off Mirror Jade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real one, but it's not a one that is returning. But
and all of these, this is that can attack directly. There's nothing. Okay. End of main is fine.
Right, the Mirror Jade was off the field in the midst of that chain, so the SP Little Knight didn't resolve.
Kusanagi.
I wonder, is this set card super polymerization?
I'm going to protect Sim with my life here, and then Aramasa.
It's fine.
We'll show him off.
All right, it is going to be a copy
Deck for 2,500.
of Wosu added to hand off the effect of Aramasa here.
Yeah, it's game.
It is game. All right,
Good
so
game.
the math does work out for Lucas there.
That was clean.
Andrew compliments him for playing a very clean game, and I definitely agree. Definitely agree. Both players did a really good job of saying, okay, let's write the record.
Mitsurugi is just so bad. I thought it was better. Ooh.
Use the remix on the field, and then using the mix as well as, I couldn't see the other card here, but it's going to go ahead and make a copy of RS. Mix is going to destroy the clip on the field.
Kill 2, thank goodness.
And there's a Cool Tune Synchro in chain here.
Okay.
How much you want to bet Dom was like, I need to put this clip on the field because this is exactly going to happen, and I'll be able to make the chain.
Yep.
Mm.
Because he's using it with the rotary because of RS, because it increases its level.
It increases its level, absolutely.
And there is
Track Maker.
Resolve your,
Trackmaker is going to be able to use its effect now.
So Trackmaker puts the clip up to level 3, and then that's why you have the rotary, so that equals up to 4. And then going second, of course, Trackmaker has an additional effect, which you wouldn't see going first. But if it is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, he will be able to bounce 1 card the opponent controls.
And now
so something off Enzo's field.
In the following chain, we're using the effect of Trackmaker, we're using the effect of rotary, and we're using the effect of clip here. So Infinite Permanence is going to meet the Trackmaker. Is there a second copy of Cool Tune Synchro?
Levels of those 2 monsters.
oh, sorry. That makes you level 1 clip.
One on the field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Got
the
it.
one in my
I'm
hand.
sorry. Continue play.
Yep.
Clip resolves. Clip resolves.
Yeah,
on
clips
rotary, yeah.
So it looks like Enzo is shuffling his extra deck, which would be an indication that the chain is going to resolve.
Yep, Clip is going to be able to banish a random card from Enzo's extra deck.
Couple cut to the extra deck.
Gonna go ahead. It's the win Pegasus.
That's a reasonable hit.
It's fine, yeah. That could come up.
It would also be an indication that if he didn't already know about Harmonia, that Harmonia is in Enzo's deck, which is not nothing.
All right, we did take a peek at Enzo's hand here. Off the effect of Rotary, Rotary is going to be able to resolve and add a card for Dominic.
So it looks like we have Clip, Veiler, and Q.
I mean, the Clip is strong there.
Yeah. It definitely is. I'm not sure if that's something that Enzo was able to just search on the previous turn, right? We kind of tuned in the middle of this.
I mean, I do think he added Clip within the same chain off of the mix that was on the field.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep.
That would make sense.
Well, it can't be off mix, but
off of Rico.
Yeah. There is a Rico on the field, so that would make sense.
So it does look like Dominic went for an additional copy of Cool Tune Synchro.
Important to note, even though Trackmaker has its effect negated by different permanents, it is a condition to be able to synchro from your hand.
Yep, they cannot be negated. That is a very important point. That's across all of the Cool Tunes. So it doesn't matter if it was hit by Infinite Impermanence or Effect Veiler, you are still able to conduct a synchro.
Yep. We're going to be using the Effect Veiler as well as the level 5 Trackmaker because of RS. This is going to make a Loudness War.
Yep.
Maker effect.
You had an RTS, right?
What?
You had an RTS, right?
RTS.
Sorry, KTS.
Yeah.
And okay, it looked like for a moment that Dominic was going to activate his Cool Tune Synchro. I think it was just the courtesy reveal in his hand to illustrate that that's what he had searched previously.
Still a difficult position for Dominic to get out of here. RS has not used its effect yet.
Does he just used the clip in hand, right?
I don't know if Dom is thinking or if Enzo is thinking here.
No, Enzo's thinking.
I mean, they're both probably thinking, but
yeah.
I don't know if there's been a moment where Enzo just said, hey, could I just take a second here to...
Yeah, they're both being pensive right now. All right, yes, it's going to be an activation of clip from Enzo. Dom is considering if he has a response, he can chain Loudness War now because an effect was activated.
But yeah, I don't think he wants to use that yet, right?
Yeah, what does he have in the graveyard? He has Rotary, not something we really want to activate. Obviously, he has Clip, and he has Track Maker. Yeah, okay, I was kind of working through one by one.
Yeah, it's cool. Track Maker is the best use of Loudness War there, being able to non-target, put a card back. And we're going to use the Clip and as well as the Rico on the field to Synchro Summon.
Looks like a second copy.
Yep, just a second copy of RS here. So I suppose his monsters are up by 2 levels now, and we're going to be using the effect of Loudness War to go ahead and I believe, yep, it banished Trackmaker. Yep, Trackmaker to put back one of the RSs.
Yep, so the Trackmaker that had initially been sent to the graveyard for the conduction of that Synchro Summon looks like targeted the first one, and now this was the banish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks like we're using the effect of RS to negate the effect of Loudness War.
What do you have? Let's see.
Well, players kind of whittling down in their cards right now.
Do you think this will get Dominic to activate that Cool Tune Synchro?
Yeah, he probably has to save that now.
What can you do with it?
I'm asking. I was more pondering because right, what Loudness War would be a level 7 now?
Yeah, can you make B2B with it?
Can't show you the
Can we double check?
You can ask.
That's far off the levels here. Well,
if it's level 7, if you Cool Tune Synchro for a 3.
But you can't use Loudness War with a monster in hand. That's not
okay. Yeah, absolutely. But Cool Tune Synchro.
It doesn't summon the monster.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a way.
You know, you're so accustomed to Cool Tune Synchro just automatically conducting a Synchro Summon, but if it has to still be through the effects of the monsters on the field, and Loudness War is not one that has that
only the level 4
built-in
lower
effects.
ones.
Yep.
4, 5.
All right, we're just checking how big this RS is right now, counting the amount of tuners. That's incredibly large in the mirror match here.
Yeah, 7 in mine.
See, like we're scrambling over here trying to figure out how Dominic can get out of this.
Tom's struggling to find out himself, it seems.
You gotta...
I think they just did a check also.
Who's the Q call? It's going to be going after the Q here.
So Dom, let's just try and... The RS has still... No, it just stopped the Loudness War. So the RS has used its effect, okay.
Yep. Yeah, I think we checked the...
Yeah.
It's like a normal...
So yeah, sometimes
check this... So, given it is a strong one, from Graveyard, just to look at the lap... Is B2B, and the mix is going to destroy the RS.
This is game. Q plus B2B is over 8,000.
This is enough.
Good
Being
job, gentlemen.
Enzo here.
Yeah, that's an important thing to know. Q can actually summon back B2B from the graveyard. It's 8,000 damage.
I mean, not necessarily what happened here, but still the same result.
But it's just important math to know. B2B plus Q on an open board is 8,000.
What a masterclass between these both of these feature matches here. We get to see a board just dismantled in such a way.
I think it's important to note that the one card in Dom's hand that we had no knowledge of was Talents, that I think just totally changed the complexion there. The moment you go, Talents, look at your hand, I think Enzo's stomach must have just turned and been like, oh no.
I mean, you can see how defeated Enzo looks. He was, in fact, defeated, but, you know, Dom very much deserved the win there, played extremely well. We only got to see that last bit of game. Enzo had played
doing in Yu-Gi-Oh.
All right, rub it in. You made a great choice, but it's true. I mean, look at the stellar matchups we had so far. I mean, think about it. Lucas versus Andrew was just such an incredible match. The cards, Raymond on what?
The first seed of Andrew is always a sight to see, and I'm really glad we got to show
duelists where they're a little nervous or they're a little worried, but this just seems like home. And again, you know, carefully pile shuffling and they're ready.
You know, you giving me that idea does kind of just put a vision in my head of what if we did have 2 separate tables on the main stage, just one duelist on one duelist on the other, and they just kind of like scream to each other and be like, I'm going to be using this card. And be like, okay, I'm going to respond with this.
This is where some early card most anticipated decks of the format. at any given time, because if it's a linchpin of your combo, something bad could happen. Same thing here, as Bestial Saronir is banished off of the effect there. But I think that's why Lucas may have decided to choose playing Branded, because it just kind of plays whatever, right? It's sort of combo jazz to a degree. It has good lines, but you can obviously make whatever lines you want if you don't have access to certain cards.
Plus, there's just so many live cards. Like you saw right there, the worst draw Dominic could give him was another copy of Branded Opening, which at worst is just going to be discard fodder for things like Super Poly and his own Branded Opening anyway.
So this is untimed, but you still can't play slow, so Dominic will have to make some kind of decision here as we press on in. Although I do love the M-Time finals. These duels have a little bit less pressure and could just show us good Yu-Gi-Oh!
And these decks are very interaction heavy, especially during the end phase, especially during the overall turn cycles. There's lots of...
They use your resources, single elimination.
If he leaves the board with 2 monsters in play, he knows there's nothing he can do about it, and he can't even force out his effects. So given that Lucas did not reveal any actual interruptions besides the Mercurials that he would have to sacrifice, is worth it.
Can you remind me of the cards that Rotary revealed this turn?
You can just show these again. Let's find. There's still public knowledge. So Super Polymerization, Branded Opening, Called by the Grave, Albion the Shrouded Dragon, and Tri-Brigade Mercurier.
It's also worth noting too that Albion the Shrouded Dragon does have a draw effect, which could also make it a little harder for Dominic to play into the hand because his hand's going to change.
Set 2 cards here.
So I think what Dominic is choosing to do here is trying to make the Super Poly a little bit not live by having 2 set Cool Tune Synchros. And right now I don't believe there's any realistic targets to have for Super Poly unless Lucas starts summoning his own monsters to fuse Branded Cool Tune.
So chain Cool Tune something here.
Lucas can go for a Branded Fusion before doing anything else for the rest of his turns. Just have a protected Branded Fusion with Super Poly. That'd be pretty crazy.
So we're not going to do anything here, discarding another copy of Branded Opening, which means not only are we going to get a new monster here, but you've got 2 opportunities to banish Branded Opening for its protection effect.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
yes, you know, as you can see on the screen.
You know, there's... I'm sorry, I was just having a thought about what Lucas could do here. He could probably use Super Poly as a way to just turn off Zalen by basically making it to where a card he wants to use is Chain Link 1 and then go, okay, cool, change Super Poly if Dominic doesn't have a response. And then he just prevents Dominic from responding. Because who cares what you actually end up fusing with it? If that makes sense?
It does, because if you're only activating 1 Chain Link...
Mixing Zalen.
Oh, he does have the Theseus!
Wow.
It is 2017's strongest card of all time here.
A copy of Sea Monster of Theseus in the extra monster zone. Ghost Driver will resolve, and I'll resolve the effect of Oliver. A copy of Branded Fusion from it down.
And I'm pretty sure, as we at home know, and sure Lucas is kind of reading, those 2 set cards are Cool Tune Synchro. While powerful, do not respond very well into a Branded Fusion.
Look how good Sea Monster of Theseus is. All it says is Fusion Materials, 2 tuners. End of story.
So which is Theseus? The ship or the actual monster?
I think that's the whole joke.
Huh?
The philosophers in the room understand what I'm saying.
Stand by. Main phase.
That's so wild, though.
And
here comes the Branded Fusion.
Oh, and that side frame Delta.
How tricky. I no longer control any monsters, and this tutor monster, of course, is going to negate the activation and bring out Psyframe Driver.
Okay, and now summon level into kind of and B2B.
Sure.
Oh. We're going to be sending that Branded Retribution here. We won't be...
I think this should be the Dom's game.
Thanks to the...
That's good because that is a...
I was going to say that I don't...
To make his next play, we're going to normal summon Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous.
We do have the Theseus here, but I don't think that gets us anything because we need to have a dark monster to summon Granganil.
Branded Fusion.
Oh, wait, does Delta negate activations?
It does, so we haven't actually activated 1 Branded Fusion this turn yet, so heads up for Lucas for remembering that. That's why he's up there. And let's see if we're going to use the effect of Cool Tune B2B to bring out another tuner monster now.
The line for Retribution was definitely the play there to force out even more from Dominic, and now that we have the Cartesia, we have a bit of protection as well. But we could just chain B2B here, and then we have Zalen to negate on Chilling 3, correct?
Yep, but I think he's trying to think of if we're going to do it. I think Cool Tune Synchro is what we're going to try instead.
Chain Called by the Grave. You haven't activated an impermanent this turn, right? Yeah, I'll chain Called by the Grave. Thinking on targets.
Smart just to ask about the infinite permanence, just to make sure that he's not magically... You know, when you've dueled a lot, I mean, you got to think about this. The YCS is a marathon, not a sprint.
Sorry. You're exactly right. Like, there's so many things that Lucas needs to always take into account whenever he makes a heavy little decision, especially given how much resources Dominic has gone through. And he's identifying here that Q is the best target off Called by the Grave because he maybe wants to deny some potential synchro plays from Dominic here.
Well, Q in and of itself, especially with Cooltoon Synchro, kind of threatens things like
so crazy.
Being able to get another tuner and then perhaps Synchro Summon, and then maybe you get Remix or perhaps something else. But it looks like we're going to go ahead and just let this chain resolve.
And the honest truth here is he's probably just trying to protect his own Branded Fusion from Zaylin by using that Call by the Grave as well. Dominic reminding Lucas that we need to resolve this in sequence, and Cooltoon technically will happen first.
Looking at the graveyard for a little inspiration to figure out what we need to grab next. So Dominic looks to add a Cooltoon monster.
There you go. Come on.
It's going to be Cooltoon Mix. The levels don't seem right for the optional Synchro Summon.
We still have B2B if we want to be able to do this. I'm not sure what we could realistically go into. Because now that we have Mix in play, we still have Clip, we still have Rico, we still have Rotary in the grave that we can summon back.
Yeah, as the fusion material, and I'll be summoning.
So the materials are Fallen of Albaz and a Light Monster, so we're going to get Albion the Branded Dragon.
Albion the Branded Dragon, and I have no other triggers.
Chainlink 2 will be Cooltoon back-to-back.
Thinking in response.
I had targets.
Oh, I apologize.
So Cooltoon back-to-back here is going to target because Lucas did activate his own effect.
Target will be Cooltoon Trackmaker.
Chain the effect of Blazing Cartesia.
So Trackmaker is going to be met with the effect of Blazing Cartesia. Do have Albion the Branded Dragon perhaps as fusion material. I believe there are no cards in Lucas's hand.
Okay, take your time.
How's Alan? Okay. You didn't get the Cartesia, obviously.
Do you have another chain or
No.
Okay.
Start resolving here. We're going to go ahead and negate the activation, destroy the Blazing Cartesia.
I have to resolve.
Sorry, you're synchro, that's fine.
Yeah. He immediately synchros after summoning back, but it's part of the same effect on the chain.
Lucas certainly wants to continue with his turn, but as you see, this is much more our turn as Dominic continues to control the tempo of the duel with his Cooltoon monsters.
Ooh, but here it's looking we're going to go for the Lubellian line plus the Mercurier to get access to even more resources that Lucas is going to try to do to fight through the rest of Dominic's interactions, which, by the way, have been plentiful this turn, even already playing through cards like Called by, Albert, Double Branded Fusion, etc., etc., Super Polymerization. And it's like none of those things even happened because if you look at his board, it's basically like they didn't.
Sorry, I just want to vanish.
I will say this, if Lucas synchro summons using that Theseus, I will lose my mind.
I mean, it is a level 5 tuner.
Also, we're locked into fusions, but...
You never know, Synchro Albaz is the thing, but probably not this turn.
No.
So we're going to go ahead and banish Fall of the White Dragon and Aluber, the Jester of Despia.
On top of the Mercurier?
The dragon that devours the dogma. And a new Chainlink.
An effect monster and a lighter dark monster.
It will be Chainlink 1, Tri-Brigade Mercurier, Chainlink 2, the dragon that devours the dogma.
And we do have a Clazy in the graveyard, so it gains 500 attack and is unaffected by card effects.
Also, I'm pretty sure we have not used our normal summon this turn as Lucas, so with this search off Mercurier here could be pretty huge.
Very.
But we need another card in our hand for Lucas if we want to use Fallen of Albaz's effect on
Mercurier.
Gonna activate her, and
4 will be Mix.
Sure, Mix.
So we are going to go ahead and destroy the Theseus, interestingly.
Just,
because it's unaffected. Take a look at that. And use Mix, extra deck.
Get shuffled back.
Let's see what Mercurier goes.
I can keep Lucas playing, but we still have B2B, and I believe we still have Loudness War to use as Dominic. But we could go to Battle Phase and try to force one of those out now with the Dogma that Devours before we go to a main phase 2 line. Wouldn't be shocked to see Lucas do that.
I feel like if you aren't going to close the duel out now, it might make sense. But actually, we're going to send a fusion monster that mentions Fall of the Vast first for Fall of the White Dragon. It is going to lock us into level 8 Synchro and level 8 Fusions, but since we're already locked into Fusions, then just level 8 Fusions. But good news for you, other than a few here and there, I don't think there really are anything in his extra deck besides maybe the Sea Monster of Theseus that would violate that restriction.
And there's probably a world where, like, just using Fall of the White Dragon Send just to summon itself is more than enough for Lucas here, because we get the Dogma that Devours in the grave to activate its graveyard effect.
Yeah,
and we still force out the interaction from Dominic on a monster that he can't interact with, as in our current on-the-field copy of Dogma.
Lucas setting up for a very substantial end phase with all these different effects, being able to add from his graveyard to his hand various cards. I do see a Blazing Cartesia. We do see the Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous. There are fusion monsters in there. He is going to have a big end phase.
Oh yeah, this game is by no ways over, no matter whose turn it is currently, because Dominic will have to fight through a lot.
To leave the main phase.
I will say this: if this B2B hangs around, that could be a problem.
Yep. Main phase 2. I'll contact fusion with your Zalen.
Ooh. Oh, it is a dragon monster, so the materials are a dragon monster and Fallen of Albaz, so Albalonatus is here.
That is a super huge card to see here. I guess B2B just by itself is not going to be the biggest thing in the world, because I'm pretty sure the Dogma is still bigger than it.
It is, and the fact that it's unaffected, it would take a Cool Tune RS effectively to get even bigger than that.
And right now, I think Dominic, Lucas will have the ability to keep Dominic off that.
No. I'll add a copy of Fallen the Virtuous.
Fallen the Virtuous here being set on the board is going to be super nice to see here.
Targeting the back-to-back sending for cost.
Oh, wow.
And just like that, we have dismantled the entire board. Lucas has no cards in hand, but after just a little flick of the wrist, I think we're going to get some more cards thanks to the end phase here.
Albion the Branded Dragon.
Look at that, indeed. And so we do send the Albion the Branded Dragon. So Albion Effects is now going to set another branded card here.
And this is what I was talking about, is like the branded deck is so well positioned into this Cool Tune deck because it can just go over the top of all of the interaction that Dominic has access to. He pretty much knew every single card that Lucas had before he began his turn, played very perfectly into every form of interaction, and it still wasn't enough thanks to the extension that Lucas was able to do.
You know, every deck has a mechanic, every theme has a gimmick, but I kind of love that this duel is just about straight Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just going to get cards, set cards, try to destroy a card here or there. Your turn. Show me what you got.
Alrighty, and Dominic does have a full yard that he has access to, but it could be tricky for him to fully utilize it. The only thing he realistically needs to play around is another copy of the Fallen and the Virtuous here. But besides that, I'm not sure what else Lucas could do besides have a mountain of follow-up in the form of the full branded engine.
The Albalonatus certainly was a big upset, but it's actually not that big of a monster. I believe it's 2,500 attack, 2,500 defense. But we're going to go ahead and get the extra normal summon of the JJ Cool Tune. Remember that kind of telegraphs to me that there's not a whole lot going on in terms of the two cards that Dominic had. It may mean that the other one just wasn't a tuner.
I mean, at this point, Lucas must ask himself, like, what could that last card be that if I just fall in the Virtuous's Rotary, how could he keep playing?
I think that may be what we're going for. You also could technically get rid of the JJ Cool Tune, but I think if you get rid of the Rotary, that's kind of two birds with one stone.
Is Call by the Grave until the end of the next turn that they can't activate effects, or just that one turn?
It is the end of the next turn. So yeah,
Q's not even an option.
Yeah, wow.
Nothing on
So chaining to destroy the Cool Tune, so it will not resolve with effects, so you lost your Rotary with nothing, and that's the concession from Dominic Couch, I believe.
Wow, Lucas breaking serve here in this top 4 match and putting on an absolute masterclass of how to utilize the branded strategy, going second into a full power Cool Tune board.
And it shows you the strength of Fallen of Albaz and friends. Their future is shining bright. And Lucas Sacco is their hero as our Game 1 winner.
I mean, if you hear me and Steven talking very somberly, it's because we are just in awe of the level of dueling that we are currently witnessing. These players are playing out of their shoes, out of their minds, and it truly could have been anyone's there, but Lucas was able just to get that little bit of a turned corner, perfectly playing around, playing into every form of interaction Dominic was presenting him, and going above and beyond that.
No, same energy at the beginning of the YCS. It's all fun and games as we try to whittle away, you know, each of the competition to figure out who is going to be the best of the best of the best, making themselves known, being up here on the stage. But once you're up here on the stage, this is a completely different environment. Both of these duelists celebrating their own right, notable 30 tops. Is that what I heard right from Dominic Couch? It's an insane amount trying to chase down another YCS trophy to put on that shelf. So yeah, it's real serious, real fast.
I was going to say, you said 30 tops. I heard 4 YCS championship victories.
That is true. That is true.
That is a pretty big deal. And just earlier today, we saw Dominic in this exact same situation. He put on a pretty dominating show in Game 1 just to lose it all. But then in Games 2 and 3, he came up with one of the swiftest victories I've ever seen, but just because of his powerful side deck inclusions and the sort of extra utility that extra information that the Cool Toon deck provides you gives you when you side deck.
Well, they're side decking now, but thinking just about the narrative there, you're right that like this moment defines who's going to pass around Neuron screenshots of a copy deck list. It's just so wild to think that this is really where it happens. So.
Honestly, both these players are very deserving to move on to the finals here. This could be the game that decides which one of them gets to. Will it be Lucas or will it be Dominic? As they shuffle up and they think about that last game, they think about everything they did right, everything they did poor. I'm not seeing a lot that could have been done poorly, though, if I'm being honest with you.
Let's talk about that thinking. They took very little time to side deck. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, so they're already shuffling up for Game 2 here.
I mean, this is one of those matchups where, like, if you're playing with your buddies, as our friends here described in their interviews, these are matchups they prepared for. You know, Lucas was fully aware of what the Cool Toon deck could do. He probably had to debate himself to play it or not. But he was like, no, I'm going to go with Brandon because I think it gives me the most utility overall. And Dominic Couch has definitely had to face a Brandon or two to get where he is today. Not just in this tournament, but in tournaments previous. He knows what this deck is about, and he knows how best to put a stop to it if he needs to.
Well, we have seen Dominic come back from behind before. We'll see if he's able to do that now as he goes ahead and cuts the deck there, and just a little bit of shuffling on the part of Lucas.
I will say this. Beating Sky Striker is a little bit different than beating Branded, because while Sky Striker can give you time to kind of react, if you give Branded an inch, they will take a mile. And that's exactly what we saw with Lucas. All he needs is one little crack, and he goes, oh, I think Branded Fusion fits in there. Let's go ahead and activate that one time, shall we?
Wow, just breathtaking, breathtaking. You know it's a big deal if I just stop talking, right? That's my continuous effect, is that I never stop talking, but here it's just breathtaking dueling, and I am excited to see what's going on as our duelists go ahead and draw their opening hands and pause for the judges' approval to get into our next game. I cannot wait. But I guess I'll have to for a few seconds here. Hey, but those seconds are over. So here we go to Game 2 of our YCS Top 4 match between these two incredible competitors, Dominic Couch and Lucas Sacco.
Alrighty, and it looks like Dominic is beginning his turn. I believe he's proudly proclaimed that he is going first. Let's see what's about to happen here. We're going to see a set 1, a set 2, and a pass from Dominic. This is not what you want to see if you're him. And if you're Lucas, you're like, well, depending on what those cards are, I might not want to see them either.
My eyes are wide, my eyebrows are going up, but we're going to start here with a Brandon High Spirits. Maybe Lucas is feeling it.
There's a chance this is in the draw phase. I'm not quite sure, but either way, this is a really powerful card that represents so much advantage for the Branded deck. It's almost as powerful, if not more powerful, than Branded Fusion in some cases.
If it's a non-fusion area, maybe that'll change things up. I do see what appears to be a trap card here.
I think it is. I was going to say, I think, is that a new card from Blazing Dominion I see there? It sure is. Solemn Accusation.
Pay 3,000, perhaps to banish multiple copies of it. It is true that I've seen that Brandon High Spirits typically run in multiple copies by Brandon Duelists, so we're going to negate the activation there. Oh, and just keep it from being used for the rest of this turn. Wants to keep as many life points as possible, so that's pay 1,500.
Alrighty, we're going to respond now with Branded Opening, potentially still in the draw phase on a brand new chain. Gonna go ahead and get access to Aliber. This is another really big threatening card that Dominic kind of needs to respect here.
I'm taking a look at the hand. I didn't quite see much. I think we're gonna let it resolve.
I'm gonna discard Bestial Saronir here. That is just extra value for Lucas, adding more and more cards to his yard that he can recycle later on.
Dominic's hand face down on the table, a single set card. And now we're going to do chain links of Aluber and Bestial Saronir.
Exactly, and these chain links allow us to chain block the Aliber to guarantee the ad, which is so huge for Lucas here.
Grabbing a branded card, but first we're going to send something away. It looks like it's going to be Branded Retribution.
Potentially.
Lucas checks his hand. Make sure not to make an error. You are so close to advancing to the next stage of the tournament. Branded Retribution hits the grave after all.
I often like to think that players like Lucas always go through the checklist of like, okay, what could those cards be? What cards could be in hand? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. They haven't responded yet. That means they can't have this or that. So here's what I'm going to go for. I think he's making the most confident moves he can. The most way to guarantee any amount of value he can while maximizing the chance he gets max value. And there's another copy of Solemn Accusation.
1500, you can't use it again.
So 1500, you just can't use it again this turn, but using both Solemn Accusations to great effect. It's a great card for sure, and it will make an impact on this turn, but will that be enough to shut down Lucas so that Dominic can see the light of his main phase again?
But the biggest problem is that's not the end of the story. Dominic still needs to draw playable, I think, on the following turn. What good is stopping Lucas if you just say pass again?
Well, we're going to normal summon Dogmatica Ecclesia the Virtuous. And I think I see a Fedralus Harmonia in hand here. Dominic clutching it closely, thinking about activating it. Let's make sure we're keeping physical track of those life points. So we paid 1500 twice, should be 5,000 to 8,000.
Yeah, you want to read it real fast, just to be sure?
I know it does.
Yeah. It's after the resolution, I can't switch them to extra deck.
Harmonia.
So we're going to Harmonia here.
It is worth noting that going for this Ecclesia will lock Lucas out of the extra deck, like he said, but as we've seen before, this deck can handle that just fine. They lock themselves out all the time. They also do it to play around Fuelos.
So we have got our Wind adding Mr. Pegasus. And a couple of other reveals here. But Wind adding Mr. Pegasus is the one going to the graveyard.
And this body for Harmonia coming down is going to be pretty huge for Dominic, just minimizing the absolute potential of damage that could be dealt to him this turn.
Excuse me, Wind Pegasus at Ignister. But certainly an interesting choice that I think we've been seeing more and more from the Fedralus Harmonia family of cards. But speaking of family of cards, here comes the Fallen of the Virtuous.
We are going to see Lucas, I think, prioritize using this Fallen of the Virtuous just to get more of his branded cards in rotation. Like, we've seen this package be splashed in a lot of other decks. But in the branded deck specifically, it really unlocks its full toolbox potential. Because now we can send Titaniclad and get access to even more of our Dharmanica monsters like Quem from the main deck, which can generate so much value turn over turn.
So we're going to use the Pegasus effect now. A card was destroyed. Maybe not, though. Saving it for later, considering that the Looper is in defense mode. There's not really a lot of threat to your remaining 5,000 life points. So Dominic going to play a little bit more conservatively here.
I will choose to set one and attempt to leave the main phase.
Okay.
Main phase actually takes an effect.
Yep.
All right, we're not in the phase using Titaniclad. Are we going to get the Guiding Quem, I think, here?
Yep, start there.
Let's see who it is.
Special summon Quem.
Yep,
it's absolutely Quem. Quem effect here. Take a look at the hand again. Multiple points of interaction. That is one of the things that Pull 2 is sort of famous for, is that each of your starters is also a piece of stopping something from your opponent. Dominic Size reaches over to the graveyard. Let's see if he's willing to stop this or he lets it through.
Yeah, so like this is the cool thing about the branded deck that like not a lot of people talk about, where it's like, yeah, if a deck is just doing normal deck things, I can go over the top of it. But if a deck is trying to actually interact with me, maybe they can stop me for a turn, but I'm still going to generate so much advantage that unless they beat me on the clapback, my follow-up is going to be unstoppable.
It's the reason why Albaz is well-liked. It's got a lot of friends, a lot of enemies too. But the big overall universe of the branded strategy helps you pile on boards later in the turn. It looks like we are going to drop Ghost Ogre. It's going to be Ghost Ogre. So destroying the card, the effect still happens though, so we're going to still send something to the graveyard. That'll be Fallen of Albaz technically, but Fallen of the White Dragon as far as the card's text print.
And because we have the Retribution in the graveyard, we guarantee a Brandifusion next turn. We guarantee have a powerful interaction potentially in the set card for Lucas. And I'm not sure what the last card in his hand is, but there's a ton of live draws in that deck.
Dominic Bain to the next turn. He draws. Let's see what he can get from the 2 cards.
What would it need to be? It probably need to be something like Q, and then he would hope that that set card from Lucas is not another copy of Fallen the Virtuous, and then he could start playing again. But again, that might not be enough.
Anybody's guess.
Attempt to leave the main phase.
Oh, main phase is left. Battle phase. Couldn't imagine it's evenly matched.
No, I think it's just a stone cold nothing here, unfortunately. Wow, targeting our own Aliber here just so we can get the cycle here between cards, because we have the Rinrum to bring back our Fallen of Albaz, Fallen of the White Dragon in the graveyard.
Attempt to the effect of Rinrum, targeting Fallen of the White Dragon.
I'll call by great Fallen of White Dragon.
Ooh. Oh, interesting.
That's fine.
Goodbye, Fallen of Albaz.
Was that a 3-for-1 from that call by the Grave right there? Because Lucas had to destroy his own card?
UX, this is not banished to activate?
No, it's target both. Banish and both.
Yeah, so the Rinrum will stay in the graveyard.
A little verification here on the Rinrum.
What happens? Just try to resolve as much as possible.
It says and they have to have both.
Just getting clarification here of whether or not the Rinrum should also be set to the banishment, I think.
Banish one and some of the other, yeah. But we do have, at this level of tournament play, our assistant head judge and head judge staff, so...
Still in the interface. I specify tieback.
Now that we're in the main phase still, we're going to go ahead and...
He chose for the rest of this turn.
He did choose for the rest of this turn. He used the 1,500, not the 3,000.
Yeah, he activated 2, so maybe he got a little confused there because he did take 2,000 life points of damage.
You ever cut from the Clemson.
And that's fair. I mean, it's been a long tournament, but...
Draw.
We are going into Lucas Sacco's draw phase here.
Stand by face, main phase.
Only one card left.
Targeting Branded Fusion.
Banish Branded Fusion. Excuse me, Banish Branded Retribution. Get Branded Fusion.
Branded Fusion.
Oh, there's the Branded Fusion. It won't take much from here.
Yes,
and honestly, that Branded Fusion was probably a bait because Brandon in High Spirits would have been so much more advantage for him. He's trying to be like, that last card in your hand, if it's a piece of interaction, I want you to stop this and not stop anything else.
Dominic taking a look, maybe thinking I should have paid 3,000 life points. Played the effect.
Yeah.
It banishes all the copies.
Yeah, it's all copacetic. We're just double checking. These are new cards. It's always hard to remember how they best interact with older cards.
Yeah, you got to remember this set's only been out for like 2 weeks.
Here we go. Usually when this effect resolves, it can be lights out.
I think we're getting there.
Just takes a little bit. Or
Being very careful here, but let's fuse carefully as we send Blazing Cartesia and Fallen of the White Dragon. So Fallen of Albaz to the graveyard.
Sending Fallen of the White Dragon and Blazing Cartesia to Fusion Summon Albion the Branded Dragon. The extra monster zone. We'll go Chainlink 1 Albion the Branded Dragon.
It's already 2,500 life points right there. Oh, but it's Vitralis Harmonia to save the day. And remember, we still have that
no response.
Pegasus in the graveyard.
Yep, so there's tons of interaction points we still have available to us, but will it be enough to give Dominic another turn? And like I've been saying, even if you do, is it going to be enough?
So the Malong is sent to the graveyard. This Golden Malong is able to return a card to the hand. We are going to attempt to destroy, so we're going to go ahead and resolve Albion the Branded Dragon after banishing the Branded Opening to protect Albion. And our fusion summon is Cartesia.
Blazing Cartesia.
And
the Bestial Serna.
Okay.
Nice.
This was like a Grand Ganilla if I had to guess.
Dragon. Chainlink 1 Grand Ganilla Dragon.
Malong.
Malong's going to return summoning to the hand. And it's going to try to be Granguinal. That's fine. We'll return to the hand, but we'll still resolve the card effect.
Copy of Valor Distrad Dragon. New Chain. Chainlink 1.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Aliber. Or Harmonia.
Going to negate its effects. Not necessarily that interesting, but it does get Aluber back to the field.
And that will trigger his effect on summon as well, is the really important part here.
I believe you can only use one effect once per turn.
Oh, you're probably so right.
Can you imagine?
Can you do that if it's returned?
Maybe even bigger problem than it already is.
So it left the field.
Does it still know it's a fusion? Okay, it's fine.
So it does resolve.
It's not bad. It's one effect per turn. I'm just putting it together.
So numbers are getting bigger.
I think he's trying to figure out math, yeah.
Actually, it's the effect of Albion the Shadow Dragon.
Now, I believe Vitralis Harmonia is 2,500 attack itself, so we're going to need a little bit more gas in the tank. And if a card is destroyed, that Pegasus is lurking in the graveyard. I wonder if Lucas is aware of that.
And there we see the Branded Sword being in Lucas's deck. I wonder if that was an inclusion from the side deck or if it's been in his deck since game 1. That's a really awesome way to kind of, like you're saying, increase the damage output of your deck.
Here's an interesting ruling question, right? Treat as Fallen of Albaz. And we did go ahead and banish. So it is negated. It's just there. Yeah.
Branded Sword.
Oh, but Branded Sword. Cool card. We don't always see in every list.
Cartesia.
Yep.
So Cartesia goes back to the hand for banishing the Branded Sword.
Sheds are back to your hand.
Yeah. Activate special one. Because I have a Fallen of Albaz engraved.
Sure.
Normal summon incredible, please.
Ooh.
Effect attribution cost.
That is a pretty awesome card to get here because now we get the last fallen of Albaz.
Doesn't get to use its effect, but it's a dragon, so that's enough.
Just a rare
and
copy.
there's the handshake.
There it is.
Lucas Sacco crushes it. Dominic Couch unable to make it. What a great tournament run.
Absolute clinic being put on there by Lucas Sacco, your top 4 champion. Back-to-back 2-0s, I believe, in the top 8 and top 4 as he moves on to the...
He's been doing some real cooking. Facts. Actual W. I mean, we might as well watch the
finals, and as he just said to the audience right there, 1 more to go.
When this duel began, or rather this match began, he showed 2 fingers right, 2 to go. Now there's just 1 to go. Take it one match at a time, and we might have our latest YCS champion.
Yeah, and it's definitely unfortunate to be on the side of the table there for Dominic, not seeing a single Cool Toon card in that second game. But man, oh man, as he had quite the run at this event. I believe he lost pretty early on in day 1, going 1-1, and then had to win out pretty much, only losing in the final round of day 1, and then had to pretty much win out.
And he did.
In day 2 to make it to the top 8 cut. And here he's in the top 4. Well-deserved, well-amazing, and playing one of his favorite decks of all time, according to him. And you love to see it, and he absolutely deserved to be here. Don't let the result of this match deter you from thinking that this is one of the best to ever do it. It could have gone either way here today.
No, I'll be super excited to see the deck profile when that comes out, because I would love to hear his insights on how he put that deck together and why he made the choices he did, because there's just so much cool stuff to show from the Cool Toon deck, right? I mean, it's in the name, but that'll be the end of its journey as Lucas advances here as our match winner. Remember, it's single elimination. We got true trophies to give out, but that's because there's 2 YCSs. So, sorry, only 1 trophy per YCS.
It's very exciting. And after this, we're going to be bringing you guys the Genesis Finals as well as the Advanced Finals right after that. There's 2 more amazing matches of Yu-Gi-Oh! Lined up today, and it's going to be an absolute...
If that is the case, we're going to... There's a Dr. Umar video we can watch, and then there's also the Iran stuff that I want to watch. Which video was it again? No. Nope. Where was it? Basically, so this is still like, that's going to take like 40 minutes for them to get to the next actual, okay.
Let's begin, though, with MS Now White House reporter Jake Trailer. Jake.
Let's get a little bit politicky. Wait, it's, this will be the last video. I was going to do a Dr. Umar video, but this will be the last one. This is much sooner. There we go.
I want to talk to Illinois Congressman Mike Quigley about this. He's joining me now. He serves on the Appropriations Committee and Select Committee on Intelligence. Congressman, thanks for joining us. Right away, I want to get to what we just heard from Jake Trailer. I pulled up that tweet from the president within the last hour, and he's talking about this framework that we've been considering for the past 24 hours. And he says, quote, our deal is the exact opposite, referencing what Obama did in 2015, but nobody has seen it or knows what it is. It isn't even fully negotiated yet. So I want to get your direct reaction to that, because this is, again, very different from what we've seen in just the past 24 hours from the president.
Yeah, look, honestly, I don't think there's any new news here.
Right.
When Secretary Rubio says maybe now it's time for negotiations or diplomacy first, well, the JCPOA is starting to look really good, because, yes, the Obama administration had to release frozen assets. I don't see this deal happening unless that happens. And obviously those little sticking points about the nuclear program, all they're committed to is opening negotiations to that.
Yeah,
under JCPOA, the International Atomic Energy Agency was able to get into Iran to make sure that they were in compliance, and they were. No talk of ballistic missiles. And then we hear about the squabbling about what happens first, the end of the blockade or the opening of the strait. So look, we're hoping for peace here, but this doesn't sound like a framework. It sounds like an opening of discussions to get a framework.
So then, Congressman, why so much back and forth? I mean, you know, why bring the American people and take the American people through this in just, again, the past 24 hours? But we've seen this going on for months now.
That's exactly what's happened for months now. I mean, the president's given ultimatums and then backed off on them. He's done that, obviously, for years in Ukraine. So it's the same sort of foreign policy whipsaw effect when the next day we have absolutely no idea what the president's going to say tomorrow on any foreign policy issue, particularly as one as critical as Iran.
And so MS Now's reporting on the details of this agreement really do indicate conditions on Iran that are arguably no different than before the war. Do you support a short-term deal that doesn't directly address Iran's nuclear program, but maybe allows for more negotiations to come?
Well, we always favor diplomacy. You always favor an end of hostilities. But I think you have to be realistic and understand we're going to have to concede points. Negotiating with the regime is difficult. And we don't have all the cards, as the term president likes to use.
Correct.
So it's going to sound a heck of a lot like what Obama got if something gets agreed to.
Interesting point there. Let's talk about what happened last week. Republican leaders abruptly canceled a vote to limit President Trump's war powers in Iran. Do you believe there are now enough votes to maybe pass this War Powers Act in the House?
It confirms a notion I've had for some time that the Speaker of the House can't count noses and that he's lost votes on this. The fact of the matter is, in Chicago, gas is $6 a gallon. Inflation's at 3.8%. They're getting very, very worried about the midterms in their caucus. So you're starting to see pushback, and if they don't have the votes, the last thing they want is to lose in the House. Never mind if it could ever pass in the Senate. Basically, it would be the president's own party, rebuking him on a war he never should have gotten into in the first place.
Congressman, while I have you, I want to get your reaction to what we saw just outside the White House yesterday when that man opened fire and firing at Secret Service officers. Details about the suspect are limited right now, including a motive, and they're unclear, but this is...
Isn't there like a picture?
The third time.
Preserve our democracy and move forward. Now, this may be the
House Republican. Oh, wow.
Who attacked at the Capitol.
Yeah, look out. This may be the ultimate corrupt act by this president. The fact of the matter is he settles his own case with himself as both sides of a case and gets off scot-free. And he doesn't have to worry about getting audited by the IRS. Well, no one should be above the law. And they create a fund for those who attacked our democracy. 4 police officers died as a result of this conflict. 140 were injured. The nation was traumatized. They threatened to kill the vice president of the United States. So first he pardoned them. The head of the Proud Boys was supposed to serve 22 years in jail. Instead, now, I believe his quote was he's expecting to get somewhere between $2 and $3 million and no time in jail, no restitution. I think what this does is encourage those who want to break the law and threaten our democracy. It's okay. You're going to profit from it.
Wow. Yeah, you know, and to that point, I spoke to one of the former Capitol Police officers this week, and he called it a slap in the face. Congressman Mike Quigley, thank you so much for your time today.
All right, that was the update now. It would go longer, however, I would like to pause this, actually take a rest. It was supposed to be more on the Iran situation, but we are already at the hour and 30 mark, so that is going to be enough for us for today. And we will take a quick break and then come back tomorrow for sure.